From fluffy pink drinks to an unusual way to make pizza. In today's new video, I'm going to be making each one of my kids his or her own special lunch. Now, for these lunches, I'm also going to be testing out as many food hacks as I can. So come along with me today as I share a bunch of fun lunch ideas, and definitely stay tuned to see whether or not these food hacks actually work. Hey everybody, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge, and today I'm going to start with my oldest daughter Mackenzie's lunch first. So for Mackenzie's lunch, I'm going to do something a little unusual because I'm actually going to start by making her special treat first. Now guys, I'm super excited about this treat because it's something that I've been wanting to make for a long time, and it's based on the Dalgona coffee drinks that you might have seen all over Instagram and TikTok right now. And it's basically whipped coffee on top of milk, but for my daughter, I'm definitely not going to be making the coffee version. She does not drink coffee. Instead, I'm going to try my best to make a strawberry version. So what I'm going to use for this is some strawberry Nesquik. So to my bowl, I'm going to add just 1 tablespoon of the strawberry Nesquik powder, followed by about 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And now I'm going to try to whip this up by hand, just using my whisk. Okay, so now that this is nice and fluffy, it's time to put this drink together. Now, traditionally when I see pictures of this drink, it's in a nice clear cup. So I've got one right here that I've already added ice to. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this up about 3/4 of the way with milk. You can use any kind of milk that you like. And then I'm going to very carefully add all of the whipped strawberry topping on top. Now I'll just finish this off with a fun straw, a reusable straw of course.
Save the turtles.
And that's all there is to it. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and stick this drink in the fridge so it can stay nice and cold while I quickly prepare the rest of her lunch. So for Mackenzie's main course, I'm going to go ahead and make her a Bless sandwich. Bless stands for bacon, lettuce, and egg salad sandwich. So that brings me to my next hack, which is actually a really simple idea, and it's all about the texture of the bread. Now you guys have to let me know in the comments down below, when you make an egg salad, a chicken salad, or a BLT, do you prefer your bread to be nice and soft, or do you like to toast it first? For this hack, I'm actually going to be combining both, and how I'm going to do this is basically just put 2 pieces of bread together before I add it into the toaster. That way the outside of the bread is going to get nice and crispy, but the inside is going to stay nice and soft. So if you've ever been munching on a crunchy sandwich and it's like cut the roof of your mouth, this half toasted sandwich is supposed to save you from that. So now that Mackenzie's Blessed sandwich is done, I can go ahead and add it into her lunchbox and then move on to her fruit and veggie. For her fruit, I'm going to add in some delicious mango chunks, and then in this back section, I'll add in some cucumber slices, and I'm definitely going to add a little bit of ranch here on the side for dipping. For Mackenzie's snack, I'm going to add in some of these poppables. These are so fun. They are nice and airy. They're super crispy, and these ones are the cheese flavored ones, which are definitely our favorite. And then of course, to finish off her lunch, here is that whipped strawberry milk drink. Okay, Kenzie, what'd you think?
I really liked the Bless sandwich, and I also really liked the drink.
Okay guys, next up I'm going to be making Jackson's lunch. Jackson is my oldest boy, and for his lunch I'm also going to start with his sweet treat first, which brings me to food hack number 3, which is an ice cream sandwich. Now let me know in the comments down below if you've ever seen this hack before. Now basically you just take the entire pint of ice cream and you just slice through the entire package so that you're left with sort of a disc of ice cream that you can turn into an ice cream sandwich. Now even though a big gigantic ice cream sandwich sounds really good, I'm going to try to make the mini version. So instead of a big pint of ice cream, I have this little guy right here, and instead of big old cookies, I have smaller cookies. I'm going to try my best here to slice up the container of ice cream, then I'll just go ahead and add it onto my cookies just like that. Now I definitely don't want these little sandwiches to melt, so while I prepare the rest of Jackson's lunch, I'm just going to stick these in the freezer. So now that that's done, I'm going to move on to Jackson's main course. I'm going to make some rolled up grilled cheese sandwiches. Now I've seen this idea all over the internet, but I've never actually tried it. And I think it's because I'm kind of skeptical whether or not it's going to work. I'm really wondering if this is going to fall apart or if the cheese is going to end up oozing out all over the place. So as you can see, I already started by cutting all of the crusts off of my bread. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my rolling pin and flatten them out. Now it's time for the cheese. And of course, for a classic grilled cheese, I'm going with the super melty American cheese. And I'm just adding 1 slice of cheese per slice of bread. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll these up. I'm going to add these to a pan of butter that's already melted, and I'm going to make sure to put these seam side down first. So hopefully these will get nice and sealed and they won't fall apart. And now once I have these grilled on all sides, they're ready to go. Now I think these turned out pretty good, not too bad for my first try, but honestly I think making just a regular grilled cheese sandwich would probably be a lot easier. So now that Jackson's main course is done, I'm going to use another hack on some grapes and some tomatoes. Now honestly, Jackson is old enough that I don't usually worry about slicing his tomatoes or slicing his grapes, but I wanted to try this hack anyway, and it's basically a way to easily cut a bunch of grapes or tomatoes at once instead of just cutting them one at a time. So basically I just put the grapes between 2 plates, and then I very carefully sawed between the 2, essentially cutting them all in half at one go. I'm going to do the same thing with the tomatoes, and then I'm going to add them into Jackson's lunchbox. For Jackson's snack, I'm going to add in some veggie chips, and instead of the regular shaped ones, I went ahead and got the Mickey ones. And now to finish off Jackson's lunch, of course I have this cute little mini ice cream sandwich. Okay, Jack, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was the grilled cheese roll-up and the ice cream sandwich.
Okay guys, now that brings me to my daughter Lily's lunch, and recently I have to say she's become my most pickiest eater, so I definitely kept that in mind when I was planning out her lunch. For Lily's main course, I'm going to be making an interesting type of pizza. Pizza is definitely one of those things that she will never turn down. Well, almost always never. So for her pizza, I'm going to start with some store-bought flaky biscuit dough. And I made sure to get the flaky kind because I actually want to take this one biscuit and I want to gently tear it into 2 pieces, just like this. So basically I'm creating a little pocket. In here I'm going to add just a tiny bit of pizza sauce, not too much or it's probably going to leak all over the place. Next I'm going to add in some mini pepperoni, and I'm going to finish it off with some shredded mozzarella cheese. Now I'm just going to pinch the edges closed like this. And now comes the unusual part. Instead of just baking these in the oven, I'm actually going to stick this in my waffle iron. Now believe it or not, there's actually a lot of things that you can cook in a waffle iron besides waffles. And I actually do have a very old video on this from like 2 years ago. I'll go ahead and link that down below if you want to check it out. Okay guys, so now that Lily's pizza waffles are done, I'm going to move on to my next hack, which is basically supposed to be an easier way to cut a kiwi. For this hack, what you're supposed to do is start by cutting off the ends like this. And now I'm going to hold the kiwi with one hand, and I'm going to run a spoon around the edges of the kiwi with my other hand. Now I'd say this worked okay, but honestly I think that this hack really depends on the ripeness of your kiwi. If it's too firm or if it's too mushy, this hack probably won't work very well. Next, over in this section of the lunchbox, I'm going to add in some cucumber and some carrot, and then I know that Lily definitely is going to appreciate some ranch to go along with these. And then for Lily's snack, I'm going to add in some coconut probiotic yogurt. I'll just go ahead and add that right in here, add some sprinkles on the top, and then you guys, it's time for my next food hack, which is going to be Lily's sweet treat. I'm going to attempt making an Oreo mug cake. Now I've actually made mug cakes a lot before and usually they turn out well, but I'm honestly a little bit skeptical about this one because there's only 2 ingredients, and those ingredients are Oreo cookies and milk. That's it. There's no flour, there's no eggs in here, so I'm not sure if it's gonna work. So I'm going to start by taking my microwave safe mug, and to this I'm adding just 4 Oreo cookies. Now you can use any flavor that you like. Next I'm going to add in about half a cup of milk. And at this point I'm going to go ahead and take a fork and I'm going to crush up the cookies just like this until I'm left with kind of a gooey mess. Next, I'm going to pop this into my microwave for about 75 seconds, and this is what I'm left with. It actually smells really good, I do have to say. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this out into a little bowl just so I can see what the texture is like. It's kind of like a chocolate lava cake. Okay guys, that is everything in Lily's lunch, and of course afterwards she's gonna let us know whether she liked it or not.
My favorite was the waffle pizza, the lava cake, and the yogurt.
Alright guys, now last but not least, I'm going to be making my son Griffin's lunch. I'm going to go ahead and start making his main course. And for this, I'm going to need a mug. Now to this microwave safe mug, I'm going to add half a cup of elbow macaroni. Next, I'm adding half a cup of water, and then a couple shakes of salt. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mix this together. Then I'm going to pop it in the microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now I'm going to carefully remove this from the microwave. It is pretty hot, so definitely be careful if you try this. And then I'm going to add in the milk. This is about 3 tablespoons of milk. I'm also adding in about a 1/4 cup of shredded cheese. I'm also adding a little salt and pepper. Then I'm going to stir this all together. Now I'm just going to pop this back in the microwave for about 30 more seconds or so, or until all the cheese is melted. Now check it out, you guys. This is super cheesy. It was super easy to make. You should definitely give this hack a try. Now normally when making lunches, I'll put mac and cheese in a thermos so it can stay hot until lunchtime. But since my kids are eating their lunch at home these days, I'm just going to add this directly to Griffin's lunchbox. Next, I'm going to add in some melon balls. This is cantaloupe. And then over in this front section, I'm going to add in some avocado. Griffin absolutely loves avocado, but I'm actually going to cut this a little bit differently. Now, normally, after you cut your avocado in half, you're going to want to remove the little pit inside. And then most of the time, people will go ahead and just scoop out the center with a spoon. But what I like to do is actually remove the pit, then I'll go ahead and slice all the way through the avocado like this, and then I'll very carefully peel off the peel. Then I can go ahead and cut it into nice chunks just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add these avocado chunks into the lunchbox, and then for Griffin's snack, I'm going to fill in this center section with goldfish crackers. And then last but not least, I'm also going to add in Griffin's sweet treat, which is another food hack. Now I'm actually kind of surprised about this one because this is one that I've been doing for years. But since I'm not sure everyone knows about it, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you right now. Basically, you start with a cupcake. This could be a regular size or a mini cupcake. And normally when you're eating a cupcake, it's kind of hard to get like the perfect bite of cake and frosting all at once, especially if there's a lot of frosting on top. So what I like to do is very carefully tear off the bottom of the cupcake, and then I put it on the top, just like this. So basically you're left with a little cupcake sandwich. So this is actually a lot less messy, especially for little kids. And I also think you get a better cake to frosting ratio in every bite when you do it like this.
My favorite part of this one was a cupcake. I like the mac and cheese kale.
Now don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.